Hello everyone, Namaskar and welcome to Maths Guidance. And this is going to be the third lecture of chapter 4, that is linear equations in two variables. And so far in lecture 1 and 2, we have studied about the standard form of a linear equation and the solutions of a linear equation in two variables. Now, in this lecture, we are going to discuss the graph of a linear equation in two variables, and we will study that how to plot the graph and how to read the graph. That is how to bring information from the graph itself. So let us start the video. Today videos we will concentrate on graph of a linear equation in two variables. So yes, let's start the video. Thank you. So let's start the topic graph of a linear equation in two variables. So far we have seen the solutions of a linear equation in two variables, and that was algebraically. So here we want to discuss it geometrically. Okay, what are the solutions of linear equations, and we represent it through graph. Now let us first of all write the steps for plotting graph, that how we plot the graph, steps of plotting graph. Let us do it one by one. First we will write the steps, then we will go for an example. We will draw the graph of an equation. Steps of plotting the graph. So first of all, whatever the equation we have been given, we express this equation in terms of y. So first of all, express y in terms of x. In terms of x. Okay. Now we calculate values of x and y. We calculate values of x and y by choosing any values of x and then corresponding value of y. Okay, at least two values, the values of x and the corresponding value of y. Now the third step is we write down these values in the form of a table. Okay. Now the fourth point is we join these points by a straight line. And extend it in both the directions. So we will do it one by one. Let us first take one equation. Let us suppose x plus 2y is equal to 6 is the equation we have been given. X plus 2y is equal to 6. So first of all, this step 1, express y in terms of x. What we will do, 2y equal to 6 minus x, and this implies y equal to 6 minus x divided by 2. This is what we can do. Now we calculate values of x and y and form a table. Suppose first of all, if x equal to 0, then y equal to 6 minus 0 by 2 means 6 by 2 means 3. Now suppose if x equal to 2, then y equal to 6 minus 2 means 4, 4 by 2 means 2. Now we will draw a table like this. Step 3, we write down this value in the form of a table. So we will do it like this. Okay, x and y. X is 0, then y is 3. x is 2, then y is also 2. Now the fourth step is join these points by a straight line and extend. Okay, now we have got the points. If x is 0, then y is 3. If x is 2, then y is 2. Now we will plot the points on a graph. I am doing it in paper, normal paper, but you have to draw it on graph. Let us suppose this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is -1, -2, -3, and like that 1, -2, -3. First point is 0, 3. 0 is here and 3 is here. 0, 3. X is 0, y is 3. Second point is x is 2, y is 2. Like this. And when you plot this line like this and you extend it, you have to extend it in both the directions. Now this is the graph. This is the graph of, what was our equation? X plus 2y equal to 6. X plus 2y equal to 6. This is the graph. And this was our point 2, 2. This was 0, 3. Now this is the way of plotting the graph. Now we have to read the graph and we have to draw inferences from the graph. Now let us move on to the next part, and this was the first part of this topic, that how to plot the graph. Express y in terms of x, calculate the values of x and y, at least 2 values. You can take more than 2 values, 3 values also. Now write down these values in the form of a table like this and join these points by a straight line, extend it in both the directions. So we have done all these things. Now let us move forward. Let us understand some more things. Now let us solve one question and understand a few things. So the question is, draw the graph of the equation 2x plus 3y equal to 11, and from your graph find the value of y when x equal to -2. We have to find this value of y when x equal to -2 from the graph itself. Okay, so basically we have to read the graph. Now let's start. The given equation is 2x plus 3y is equal to 11. What was our first step? We write y in terms of x. So 3y equal to 11 minus 2x, or you can say that y equal to 11 minus 2x divided by 3. Okay. Now when x equal to 1, then y equal to 11 minus 2 divided by 3, because 2 multiplied by 1, 2. So this will come 9 by 3, that is equal to 3. Now when x equal to 4, let us suppose, then y equal to 11 minus 2 4 is 8 divided by 3, and that is equal to 1. Now we have to plot the table like this. Let us plot the table. This is xy and these are the values xy. First one was 1 and 3. Second one was 4 and 1. So we have got 2 points. Now we will plot these points on a graph paper. Let us suppose this is the just draw it like this. 1 2 3 4 5. This is 1 2 3 4, minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 minus 4. This is minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 minus 4. So like this. Now we have to draw x. When x is 1, then y is 3, it will be here 1 and 3. When x is 4, then y is 1. Okay, it will be here. Now we want to join these 2 points, 1 and 3, 4 and 1. We will join these 2 points like this. We will extend it in both the directions. So basically this is the graph of the equation. AB, we call it AB. Let us suppose this is A, this is B. The point is 1, 3 and 4, 1. So AB is the required graph. Is the required graph of what? Of the equation 2x plus 3y equal to 11. 2x plus 3y equal to 11. Now we have been given one more question, that from the graph find the value of y when x equal to minus 2. So where is our x? This is our x equal to minus 2. So basically what we have to do is we draw a line parallel to y axis. We have to find the value of y when x equal to minus 2. So we draw a line parallel to this y axis. Parallel to this y axis, and wherever the line parallel to y axis will cut the graph, that will be our value. So this is our value. The corresponding value is minus 5. So minus 2 and minus 5, this point will. So when x equal to minus 2, then y equal to 5. Not minus 5, it's 5. Okay. So minus 2, 5 is also a solution of the graph. Minus 2 and 5 is also a solution of the graph. You can check it. Minus 2 and 5. If you put in this equation 2x plus y 3y equal to 11. What was the equation? 2x plus 3y equal to 11. So you put minus 2 and 5. Minus 2 means you get 4, minus 4 and plus 5 3 is 15. So you will get 11. That is equal to 11. That left hand side equal to RHS. So this is correct. So basically this point is also a solution of the graph minus 2 and 5. And we have understood it through graphically, geometrically. When x equal to minus 2, then y equal to 5. We draw a line parallel to the y axis. Suppose we have been given some values of y and we had to find the value of x. Then we would have drawn a line parallel to x axis from the corresponding value of y. Okay. So I hope this is clear. Now let us move on to some more questions, some more examples. Now let us come to this question. The question is like this. You know that the force applied on a body is directly proportional to the acceleration produced in the body. Write an equation to express this situation and plot the graph of the equation. I hope that you have studied this thing in your science textbook, that the force applied is directly proportional to the acceleration produced in the body. So we will solve this question. So in this question, the two variables are force and acceleration. The two variables are force and acceleration. So we will suppose force, let us suppose force is x, let us suppose force is y, and acceleration is x. Acceleration is equal to x. Let us suppose force equal to y and acceleration equal to x. We have been given that force is directly proportional to acceleration. F is directly proportional to A. Here we will write y is directly proportional to x, like this. Now from the ratio and proportion we know that y equal to kx. This, if we want to remove this directly proportional, we have to give some values of k here. Y equal to kx. So now our equation is like this. This is the equation. Y equal to kx is the equation which we want to express this situation in the equation. So this is the required equation, y equal to kx. Now we cannot draw the graph of this equation because we don't know what is the value of k, so we have to assume some values of k. But basically in science this k is mass of the body. In science this k is mass of the body, but we have not been given anything about this k. So we will consider, let us suppose y equal to 2x. So we will draw the graph of this equation, that is y equal to 2x. So I am not going on the steps. Let us write directly the values of x and y. Let us draw the table. When x equal to 0, y equal to 0. When x equal to 1, y equal to 2. When x equal to 2, y equal to 4. Okay. Now let us draw the graph. It will be like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. First point was 0, 0. This is the origin. Second one was 1, 2, and third one was 2, 4, like this. So we'll join these points. Okay, we will join these points. So this is the required graph. This will be the required graph. This will be the required graph: 1, 2, 0, 0 and 2, 4. Let us suppose this is A, this is B, this is O. Now I hope the question is complete. We had to write the equation and plot the graph of the equation. So basically y equal to kx, it comes out the equation of the x situation, and since we don't know the value of k, we assume some values of k. Let us, in this case I have assumed it 2, so y equal to 2x. Now this is the table and this is the graph. This is the graph of y equal to 2x. Graph of y equal to 2x. You can also do y equal to 4x. You can also do y equal to 6x, like that. But one thing you have to understand, that the graph of y equal to kx, let it be any value of k. So y equal to kx, the graph is a line which always passes through the origin. Is a line which always passes through the origin. Always passes through the origin. Passes through the origin. And the simple reason is, when you take the value of x is 0, you will get the same value of y, 0, whatever be the value of k. So y equal to kx, let us suppose y equal to 5x, y equal to 9x, like that. Any line, the graph will pass through the origin. Okay, so this was the point we understood through this graph. Now let us come to some more questions and we understand some more things about the graphs. Let us understand the last topic of this chapter, that is equations of lines parallel to the x-axis and y-axis. Now let us understand, this is our x-axis and this is our y-axis. Suppose we have been given the points like 2, 0, like 7, 0, or any point like A, 0. We draw it like this. Let's suppose this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, dot dot dot. So 2, 0 will lie here, 7, 0 will lie somewhere like this, A, 0 we can consider somewhere like this, A, 0, let us suppose. So all these points 2, 0, 7, 0 and A, 0 are lying on the x-axis. Okay, so what is common? The common is its y coordinate is 0. So y coordinate is 0. Now what will be the equation of the x-axis? Equation of the x-axis. equation of the x-axis. So we can say that when we are dealing with the x-axis, then y is equal to 0. This should be our equation. This is only the common thing, y equal to 0. Whether we consider any point on this x-axis, the corresponding value of y is 0. So basically y equal to 0 is the equation of the x-axis. Similarly, if you want to write the equation of the y-axis, then the coordinates will be like 0, 5, like 0, 9, like 0, -2, like this. So we can say that x equal to 0 is the required equation of the y-axis. When we are dealing with the equation of the x-axis, this equation of the x-axis, we can say that y equal to 0 is the required equation, y equal to 0. Okay. And when we are dealing with the equation of the y-axis, this axis, we can say that x equal to 0 is the required equation, x equal to 0, and here y equal to 0. Now let us suppose we have to draw an equation of the form x equal to 5. Let us suppose x equal to 5. So what we will do? 1, 2, 5. Let us suppose this is 1, 2, this is 5. So x equal to 5 is clearly a line parallel to the y-axis. Why? Because this is x equal to 5, this is the only point, and we draw it like this, x equal to 5. This will be the required equation of x equal to 5, and this will be parallel to the y-axis. So any value of y it will satisfy. Suppose x equal to 5, let us suppose this point, this will be 5, 1, this will be 5, 2, this will be 5, 5, 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 5. So basically any value of y this equation can satisfy, because if you want to write this equation x equal to 5 in linear equation in two variables, it will be like this: x plus 0 into y is equal to 5. Okay. So we don't have any particular value of y. So the situation is like this. So x equal to 5. This will be parallel to the y-axis. Suppose we want to draw a line y equal to 2. Y equal to 2 will be like this, passing through 2 and parallel to the x-axis. It will be like this, y equal to 2. So you can draw any of the line. Y equal to -2, it will be like this, passing through -2. This will be y equal to -2. So this is the way we draw the equation of lines parallel to the x-axis and y-axis. Okay. Now from the next in the next lecture we will discuss the questions of this topic, that is the graph topic. We will discuss the questions in the next lecture. Now let us conclude it here. Okay. Our third lecture, the graphs of linear equations in two variables, and we saw it through so many examples, and we understood this through a step by step, that how to draw, how to plot the graph, and how to read the graph. These are the things we understood in this lecture. And in the conclusion part of this lecture, we saw some special types of lines, that is equations of the lines and graphs of the lines parallel to the x-axis and parallel to the y-axis. Like if x equal to a, if y equal to b, that how to draw these lines, how to draw the graphs of these equations. So I hope up to this all things are clear. In the next lecture I will discuss some problems, good problems, questions, and that will clear the doubts of if there is any doubt, that will clear it, and we will get the exposure of some more questions maybe in the next to next lecture. So I hope you are enjoying my videos. Thank you so much that you are joining my videos, and maybe in next two lectures I will be able to complete this chapter. Then we will move on to the fifth chapter. So Okay, we'll meet you in the next video. Thank you very much.